This young girl from Italy, a champion boxer, she got hit so hard she didn't know what the hell hit her. It's a person that transitioned. He was a good male boxer.
What is up, YouTube? It's Coffee back at it, man. And you hear Donnie Trump there going in about this whole boxing controversy. And I had a whole video put together yesterday, man. Edited all together, had some nice clips in there with the boxing matches and everything. And they took that thing down on your boy, man. I worked hard on that motherfucker. But peep it, this is so crazy what's going on here, okay? You heard Trump talking about this situation in the boxing where a female got beat down by someone who is now a female but was born a man. And it's so nuts. It's been the biggest controversy going on. Like, I'm so heated they took that video down, man. And we're going to have a couple more clips in this one. But from my understanding, there was some fights where it was like 30 seconds and they had to stop the fight or something like that. Comment if y'all watched any of this, man. And at the end of the day, the two individuals that were fighting for gold were both born dudes, but now they're considered to be chicks. And there was this whole crazy situation. I'll try to put the clip in here at the end where the IBA, right, boxing, said these two individuals, one was from Taiwan and one was from Algeria, are disqualified, right? Because they had these tests that were GENDER, and I gotta spell that rather than say it. That's how crazy this whole situation is, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's such bullish. I'm pretty much for the most part, politically correct individual. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm not a hateful individual or nothing like that, man. But we're talking about individuals that were born dudes beating the brakes off of females and then advancing into the gold medal rounds. And I thought that we already dealt with this before a few years back. Do y'all remember that? I swear there was a situation, I think it was in swimming, where there was a couple of individuals that were born dudes and switched up, right? And dominated and set records and won all these medals. And they said, nah, you can't do this. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's free to switch over to what they want to be. But when it comes to this competitive-ish, that ain't working. It's not fair and we're not doing it. But apparently with boxing, that's not the case. Comment if any of y'all remember that, man, when that happened. I swear this had been dealt with. But the IBA ran these tests and it was talking about karyotypes and chromosomes and all that. And they were saying, okay, these two individuals that we're talking about, one from Algeria, one from, I forget, what did I say, Taiwan? Or I can't remember, man, but they cannot compete. They're disqualified from competing in the women's division because what this shows, these tests. And then the International Olympic Committee clapped back and was like, no, we're not respecting the IBA. They're competing. How dare you tell them that? Like, there was a situation too where one of the individuals that these switched up motherfuckers beat spoke out about it, saying it's not fair. And then they had to turn around and apologize. So you see someone referencing that and saying, yo, that's like some old battered woman's syndrome-ish, where you got someone that was born a woman getting beat down in boxing, one of the most physical of sports, a combat sport, knocking old girl's screws loose, piecing her all up, just bing, bang, pow, poo, bam, you know what I mean? And then when she's like, yo, this ain't fair. I trained my whole life to be here for this and everything. And then now this happens, like, this ain't righteous. And then that individual was forced to apologize because that was insensitive, that they were bullying the other individual. Like, this is just ludicrous. And then it's even take it a step further, if it's not confusing enough already, these individuals, I don't know if it was the IOC or someone is trying to say, like, no. Not only are we considering these individuals women and allowing them to compete, I seen some ish where they were saying that they were born women and raised as women. And this is just absolutely bonkers, man. I've never seen something so crazy. Like, this is the Olympics. This is the world competing. You know what I mean? And this is what it's going to be like. Like, this is just flucked, man. But people, you heard what Trump had to say. Now we're going to hear from Caitlyn Jenner. I'm going to have some other clips in there as well. Dude that did the testing. and we'll be right back to close this out.
Okay, it's a very... Are we penalizing somebody for what they were born with? I mean, are we saying that LeBron James has an unfair advantage over Spud Webb because LeBron is 6'10" and Spud's 5'9", and that he still got into the game? Are we now getting down to that where you think, hey, this is a problem?
First of all, if you're dealing to being intersex, we're talking about 0.1% of the population. Okay, it's a very, very small portion of the population. But because I said the media is so hypersensitive about this, I think the Olympic Committee did absolutely the wrong thing by letting her compete. Knowing the media, what we're in right now, they should have stayed away from it. They've had enough of other issues with the opening ceremonies and everything to stay away from that. And the IOC just didn't do the job at the beginning, and then the media got a hold of this and blew the whole thing up.
Yeah.
But shame on the IOC for not protecting the integrity of women's sports. And shame on the IOC for not protecting the safety of women's sports. Right. Obviously, this is a safety issue.
But there's...
I'm here with News Corp journalist Pete Bedell. Pete, we just had a 2-hour press conference, if you can call it that. How would you describe what we just saw?
That was not a press conference, it was a circus. In 27 years, I've never seen anything like it, Matt. It was pandemonium, it was anarchy, and it removed itself from the core issue, which is whether XY athletes should fight women. What we got in the end was just complete madness, and nothing made sense.
I came here to get the answer to the same question as you, I think. Did we actually learn anything here today? Have we got any more clarity around what's going on here?
Well, the IBA has called the IOC corrupt. They want an investigation into the Olympic body, and for me, the question I asked was, should an XY athlete fight women? According to the IBA, they say no under their rules. They'd kick them out of these games.
Well, thanks for your time, mate. Absolute chaos.
Can we get out of here now? We'll get out of live or what?
Our problem is that we have 2 blood exams with cardiology of male. This is the answer from laboratory. It's not my answer. It's the answer from laboratory. Very talented boxer. She is very good. I respect her. But as doctor, I need to protect the woman's category. I want to say that the medical result, blood result, looks and say the laboratories that this boxer is male.
It wasn't good. It was disappointing for both boxers. You spend 4-year pathway program to get to these games, and it turns into a disaster.
All right, so Caitlyn Jenner, a former Olympic competitor, medalist, theirself saying no. And that's someone who did this in their own life, switched it up and transitioned and everything and said, it don't matter. This is a safety matter. This shame on the Olympic Committee. The IBA tried to say, we're not going to allow this. And the Olympic Committee said, fuck you, we're not. You know what I mean? And then again, made a woman apologize for saying that they didn't think that this was fair. How crazy is this, man? What an absolute joke this is. Shame on all of these motherfuckers for this, man. For real, I keep talking about where we're at in society, how crazy things are across the board. It's just like the end times, man, spiritual warfare out here or something. Things is just totally flocked, and that's what it is. We got individuals born as men, but then other cats is trying to say that's not what it is. They were born as women. But you hear the dude that flat out did the testing was saying, no, it came back MALE. And then I got to sit here and spell things out rather than say it because I'm worried I'm going to get flagged by the YTE system. This is just all so twisted. But that's who competed in the gold. 2 motherfuckers who were born men go compete in boxing, beat up the women. The women got to apologize if they think it's unfair. And this is the gold in women's boxing. I can't believe it. We are doomed. You know what I mean? And just think about it, individuals, I keep saying, there's people that grew up before the blogosphere and after, a lot of us, this whole social network, internet-ish, we didn't have it all of our lives, right? Now there's cats who are coming up and this has always been here and always been a part of their life, and it just changes what reality is and what life is and what society is mentally conditioning individuals. Think about that. There's cats that are coming up right now. And like, think back to in your youth, if you're around my age or whatever, you know, like how things were and things have changed over time. Like there's cats coming up and this is their reality and going to be from this time on. How twisted is that, man? You heard from Caitlyn Jenner theirself. This is just absolutely unbelievable. But jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Subscribe. Stay tuned for more. It's Coffee signing out, y'all. Peace.